everyone, in the last video we made these masterboards. And we used embossing powder on them, and this video I want to use these to make something with them. So what I have got is I keep a file of other masterboards that I've made, and I photocopy these so that when I want to use them they're there and ready. So there's all sorts of different bits and pieces here. Plain book pages, music paper, some that I've done some stitching on. These are just leftover strips of paper, old envelopes, and I've gessoed over the top of that. Makes really good journal paper. So I've just got a file of those, and these ones I will add to that file. So I just wanted to show you what I've done with photocopying them. So that's the master there. Then I've photocopied these onto, this is just a Kodak paper that's for photographs, so I've copied it onto that. And you can see if I put them side by side, that's the original on this in this hand. So you can see that it's pretty close. Then I've copied it onto tea-dyed paper as well, so that it's, I have ironed that before I put it through the printer. This is just normal digital paper, this one, just normal photocopy weight digital paper. This is a cardstock, 160 GSM cardstock. And then this is onto vellum, and vellum's great because it gives you a whole lot of different options to make things with. So that's that one, and I use the best print quality on my printer, and I've got a Brother printer, so that one looks really good. This is the next one, so that's the master, that's the coffee dyed paper, that's the, have a look, that's the Kodak paper. That's the Kodak paper. That's just the standard journal copyweight paper. This is the 160 cardstock, and that's the vellum there. So that's that one. And the last one, this is the one with the darkest embossing on it, so that's the master, the original. This is the coffee dyed paper. So it makes a difference on coffee dyed paper, it does dull it down a bit. Then there's the Kodak and the journal papers, these are almost identical. They're just standard copy weight, and this is the 160 cardstock, and that's the vellum there. So I actually started creating stuff with it, and I thought, well, I might as well turn the camera on, and if you want to have a look you can see. I did have a few misprints. This is a new printer, and I had trouble printing with vellum on it, so this one cut short with the vellum, and I'll show you my problem. Let me just pick up a piece of white. So this is the print, and on my printer it somehow it rubs while the ink is wet. So it took me a while of experimenting to work out how to get it to print. So that's one misprint, and then I fiddled around and put tape on either end to hold it down, and then it happened in the middle. So what I've found works on mine, if you're having trouble printing on vellum, I've put double-sided tape all the way around the outside of this piece of paper and 2 long strips there, and that's enough to hold the vellum down so that this doesn't happen. And at first I used this 160 weight cardstock and it wasn't very happy going through the printer, it kept jamming, so I used a lighter weight paper, a 120 gram, and did the same thing, and that worked perfectly. So if your printer doesn't like printing, have a play around with that and see if you can get it to print, because it is really nice. This piece, I almost threw it out. I printed it on cardstock and I stopped the printer halfway through, so it had a half print, and then I put it back in to print on the other side and accidentally put it in upside down, so it's printed twice and it's quite dark, so I thought about throwing it out, but I'll make something with that. So that's what we've got. Now let's see what we can do with this. So I think this is the one here. Let me have a look. So I made an envelope. Yeah, so I made this envelope. I've got an envelope board maker, so that's one of the things I started making with it. And on this Masterboard you can see that that's that stamp there and that circle there, so that fitted there on this piece of paper. So that was one of the misprints as well. So that's an envelope. They're really easy to make. You don't even need an envelope board maker. And then I've grabbed one of the labels from the kit and I can play around with decorating it with a label and maybe a stamp later. So that's one item I've made. So let me just, I'll grab this set. So I'll put the Masterboard down, pop that away. So what have I got here? I thought with the tea-dyed one, I saw Kathy's Garden did this, and it was something to do with, what did she call it? One-page interactive ephemera. She did it with a full-size sheet, and my ephemera, my Masterboards didn't come out full size. By the time I'd trimmed them down and squared them up, they were less than full size. So we'll have a go at doing that. So I'm just trimming off the empty borders, and then it needs to be cut in half long ways. I missed a bit there. Let me just trim that down a bit more. Okay, so a measurement for that one is, so it's 8, so I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. Shall do 4 1/4, 4 and a little bit. And then on one piece, decide which piece is going to be, so I might have this piece as the front. It's going to be a piece that wraps around like that. So I might have, actually, I might have, yeah, no, I'll have this piece as the front. Okay, so what I want to do on the long edge, so figure out which is going to be the top. This is going to be my top. So on the long edge, we just want to score it and fold it over a little bit. So just enough to get a fold. So I'm going to do 1/4 inch and fold that over. Easier said than done. And just glue that down. And that's just going to reinforce that top end. This piece that's going to go in the middle, it's going to go in the middle, make a pocket and fold up into the middle. So I want to make a pocket at the top. So I think we'll do that with that part. I'm not measuring anything, so that's going to sit in the middle and make a pocket. So while I've got that sitting there and I know my width, let's just fold these papers in so that that long piece, this piece, fits comfortably in the middle. So we'll give it about 1/8 of an inch on that side and about the same on that side. Just lining that up at the top. That's going to be my pocket there, so I'm going to glue, what I might do is glue that, just glue that down on 2 sides for the minute and see if that works out as a little tuck spot. Okay, so that's going to sit there as a pocket, so placing it where I think it's going to be. Then fold this piece up so that it clears the bottom, leaves a little bit of space at the bottom. And then this bit down, I might make a little pocket at the bottom as well. Let me do that first, sorry. So that's our pocket at the top. I'm just going to make a small tuck spot at the bottom and glue that either side. And then once that's positioned in there, we've got that fold in place. Then fold this one back down so that it's level with the bottom. Okay. This one needs glue along these 3 sides, and I'm going to make a little entry. I just want that there. I'll ink that up. And then I'm going to put glue around those 3 sides. And then place that. So that's a little pocket there, that's a little tuck spot there, that folds up, that folds down, that's another little tuck spot there, and if you wanted to you could add a little pocket here and that could be a tuck spot there too. So folding that across and across, work out which is going to be your front. I might have this as the top, so this needs a tuck. This one needs a little bit of ink just to get rid of that white edge. And then this needs to have a tuck on it, so I'm just going to use, this is just one of the little ephemera pieces, it's printed on cardstock, and I'm just going to glue that on the side there so that can tuck in under. So I only want glue on about 1/3 of this. And I want to make sure when I put it on that that glue line is to the right of that, so it's not going to catch. And glue that down. And you could go in round corners and ink it, but that's the basics. So it opens up, you've got some journaling space, places to tuck things, and you can decorate that further. So that's one quick item. We've got the envelope, so that was another one. It's just a plain old envelope, plenty of room to tuck in something, and we can decorate that. That's, again, these are just ephemera items from the kit. That's another thing. Now let me see, I've got this one here. We might start with this one and make a couple of tags. This is the cardstock one. I might just cut a couple of tags from this. just going to square it off. Okay, so here's a standard shipping tag, just a plain one. So let me see, we've got about 3 1/8 by 6 1/4-ish. So let's do that. We'll do 3 1/8 is around there, and we'll go by 6. That gives me a nice little bit of something. Actually, that could even be another tag. Then I just have this Priceline card that to make corners on. So I'm just going to line that up. Find my scissors. Cut that corner off. Go over and do the same. And there's a nice tag ready to go. Pick it up, add an eyelet, actually I might round those corners down the bottom. Add an eyelet to that, and that's a nice tag. This little bit that we cut off, we could make that a small tag using this corner here. So lining that up. Round the corners on that one as well. There's another nice tag. Okay. So we've still got that bit left. Then we've got these ones here. These are just printed onto normal weight coffee paper. So let me cut this down to a bit of the white. And I might cut that, let me see, I'm going to cut that roughly in half. So what have I got? About 10 and a bit. So I'm going to cut that at around 5. And then just make a very quick coin envelope. So I want to overlap these two by about 1/4 inch. Fold up the bottom, just use a ruler. So fold up that bottom bit. And then this would be the top, so make that a larger fold down. Line it up to keep it nice and square. And there's your coin envelope. Just quickly trim off the bits at the bottom that we don't want. And the same with the top. To get that angle the same, just fold those crease lines, match it up, and cut the angle at the top. And there's a quick coin envelope. again, just add a bit of decoration. You could add a policy closure for that. That's that. This one, where's the thick stuff on? This one there. Be nice to make some journal cards with this, so probably cut that down again. Just eyeballing it roughly about there. And about there, again, that can make another tag. Round your corners off and ink it up. Okay, so we've still got some card left. That could easily be another quick tag. Let's have a look with the vellum. So what I might do, I've got some of the offcuts of the vellum. Here. So I've got some vellum offcuts, and what I might do with this is make some washi tape strips. So the longest, so I can't use this bit, that little section there, so I'm going to use this longer section here. So I'm just going to find, what have I got in washi tape? This is the thickest I've got. So I'm just going to put double-sided tape, and I'm just leaving about a 1/16 of an inch from the edge. And we'll run a few of those across. Trim that edge off. And then we'll just cut some strips down the middle. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got. We've got some washi tape strips. You can ink these down the side if you want. You can also add, I did talk about using this gold foil tape. So a nice touch for this would be to get the side of your glue stick, just to add a little bit more interest to them, and just run your glue stick, just using the side of it, and then pressing the gold foil tape onto the top. Sometimes this works better when the glue sticks had just a few seconds to dry. And just if you feel any tacky spots with your fingers, just pick up the gold foil tape and put it down somewhere else. So let me see that. So that's the washi. So there's plenty more of the, try and make it sit flat for you. So there's some washi strips. There's a nice little tag. There's a nice journal card. That's a policy coin envelope ready to tuck in. There's a nice bid tag. There's an envelope ready to embellish. And there's one of those one-page interactive ephemera pockets. And you could go on and on and on with making things. A couple of the other videos that I've already done, you could use these for also. So the double tuck page wraps, these would be perfect for that. The flippy foldy booklet would work really well for it. Okay, a quick show of what I've made just from the Masterboard. So this was from the paper, so there's that envelope, there's a coin envelope, and there's this little ephemera flippy, so that's out of the just the copyweight paper. And this is all from the vellum, so there's the washi tape strips, this ruffled strip. I made a little vellum envelope with a little card in it, and another little vellum pocket, so that's all from the vellum. I got my die cut machine out. These are the middle pieces. This was the scrap piece that double printed and I was going to throw it away. But these are the pieces that came out of the center of the die cuts. These are what I printed in the die cut machine. So there's a couple of film strip rolls, a couple of the little specimen cards. All these little bits came out of the middle, and 2 photo frames. So that's all in cardstock from the double printed one. And this is also from cardstock. So there's a journal card, 3 different size tags, and a little gatefold. I haven't decorated this yet, but just a little gatefold that you can fill with pockets, and you can decorate it yourself. So there's just some ideas of things that you can do once you've made your Masterboards and photocopied them. So very versatile, and yeah, great way to decorate your journal.